I knew who the band was, but I wasn't a super fan. No, it's not like that story where, the rock star movie thing where you're like growing up listening to the band and then you finally get into it. I knew the band was and stuff, and I sort of just fell into it. And what they wanted at the time, I fit really well, and I've, evolved into, a rather decent Cryptopsy singer. I was very worried approaching the None So Vile live set. I listened to the album over and over again for like a month and a half before even coming to jam with the guys, so I was pretty comfortable with it. So, but I know that it's my chance to really prove once and for all that I have my place in Cryptopsy, and that this year marks my 10th year being in Cryptopsy. A lot of people don't know that or realize that. So we're very far from the Unspoken King, and I hope to prove it every night on this None So Vile tour.
One of my all-time favorites from that album is Benedictine Convulsions, just because it's pretty varied. Slit Your Guts is always fun. I mean, they all got something. I've been playing Phobophile for far too long to call it my favorite, but it's still fun to play. But it was cool, just hitting up the old songs like Dead and Dripping and Lich Mistress and Orgiastic Disembowelment that I haven't played in so long, and then just trying to get that feel of the tune back, because with every year things change musically, and
your playing approach
and all that stuff. So it's been fun. So, but yeah, Benedictine Convulsions is one of my favorites.
For me, I think my favorite None So Vile song to play, because we've been playing 4 or 5 of them steadily throughout the years that I've been Cryptopsy. But out of the newer ones, I'd say probably Orgiastic it's got some awesome grooves to it.
I was actually really, really ill when I recorded that album, but the whole process was pretty fast. I think it just took us a week or something, and it was done. I've
heard the myth that Lord Worm went in with a bottle of whiskey and finished it in 2-3 hours.
It was it was something like that. I was actually the one pressing the record button with him and stuff, and we were pretty at the time. We rehearsed it fairly long, so we were fairly ready for the recording of it. And then touring it, I don't remember much of that. I just remember bits and pieces of the studio. My memory sucks, so those kind of questions that go back 20 some years are kind of tough. But it sure feels different playing it now.
Oh yeah, you definitely get worms. But yeah, even back in the day, he would just eat Steve told me that he would just be the type of guy at a bus stop and go grab a spider and eat it.
Yeah.
He loves that. He loves that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it hasn't changed much either. But yeah, he'd have his chalice, and live he'd feed.
Yeah. I've eaten a worm with Lord Worm. We did a show together at Heavy Montreal a few years back, and he fed me some worms.
I'm really proud of the fact that the band has influenced so many different people and musicians positively, and I get to hear that a lot through obviously traveling and through social media, and that's something that makes me proud. If it can influence somebody to pick up an instrument, or or go out and do something cool, and listen to a genre that they weren't they ever thought they would listen to. So just, positive influence.
I'm just proud. The thing that makes me most proud of it being Cryptopsy is just meeting all the fans, being out there on the road, getting to travel, see things somewhat all through the band. We just came back from Iceland. Never thought that, death metal would bring me to Iceland, but it did. So,
you can dwell in the past.
Hindsight is always.
Yeah, you can dwell in the past, but you got to think about today and tomorrow. So there's a bunch of stuff we could have done differently. There's, had I known, instead of going into communications in university, I would have gone into music. And then thinking nowadays, I go, no, I should have just went into
business
law,
management or something.
Business management or law. And, but no, today's today and tomorrow's a new day.